For the past 8 weeks, The Search has witnessed the journey of 9 promising contestants aspiring to be the next face of Inside Out, a role Agatha Amata has successfully played for 2 decades. Over 500 entries were received, setting in motion the audition process. Before a panel of audition judges, candidates stepped up, exhibiting their talents, hoping to be counted. From the most outstanding performances to the most ridiculous, the numbers were reduced to 22. Off to the boot camp they went, and there, some more were sent home for not measuring up, reducing the number to 15. At the show's premiere, a glamorous event that had friends, families, and well-wishers in attendance, the final 9 emerged. Making it to the house is the easy part. Surviving the house for the entire stretch is a different ballgame.
The Search. Wow. It's been an interesting journey. I remember coming up for auditions and I saw a few familiar faces, I saw new people, progressing from one stage to another. And then finding out this was going to be reality TV. Oh my God. I've been on TV before, but I'm this sort of person that I love the private life, to be honest. As much as I love to share some things with people. And I love being in front of the camera, as well. But of course, nobody expects that their whole life at some point is going to be under the scrutiny of the whole world. And the moment I realized this was reality TV, I had 1,001 questions buzzing through my mind. Oh my God, am I actually going to do this? Am I going to go to a house, leave my family, go through this experience? It was it was a lot to swallow. This has been a wonderful experience. From the facilitators, people that I have stalked on social media, and then I meet them one-on-one and I'm taking pictures and selfies. I'm like, oh my God, this is surreal.
For me, I would say it's been an experience I personally cherish. There are so many things I thought I knew, but I learned quite a lot of things. It hasn't been smooth, I must confess. There have been challenges here and there, most especially challenges with fulfilling the task. Each week comes with a new task. Each task comes with its own challenges.
Generally, it's been an amazing journey. I want to thank God for making me be here, pulling me through, because there were some Sundays that I would be like, I would pack everything because I'm like, I might just go home today. Probably because my presentation was not that awesome, and then the votes were not as high as I would expect them to be. But I made it to the top 5.
Honestly, at some point I didn't feel I was going to make it, up till now. Especially after my first eviction experience. I thought, whatever happens, happens. But I'm really, really grateful that I'm here.
Before I applied for The Search, it haunted me for about 2 days. I wasn't sure if I should apply or if I shouldn't apply. I thought of so many things. What would people say going into a competition and all that? But I prayed and I said, God, look, this audition notice has been haunting me, and so I'm going to apply, and I'm trusting you that I will win this. You know, I mean, if I don't win it, then I'll definitely know that you have something bigger ahead for me.
Each week, contestants executed tasks in groups whilst living with an elephant in the room. The elephant in this context is the weekly eviction.
If I gave you the opportunity to choose who should go home amongst the three of you, who would you choose and why?
I'll pick Blessing.
I'll choose Blessing.
I'll choose Chiwetel.
No one likes to talk about it, yet it keeps reducing their numbers.
What I didn't see coming in the task was the elimination process. It's still registered in my memory, the first elimination process. Wow. Even though I wasn't part of the team, you know, that had to nominate each other, you know, it shook me for days. And I guess it was one of the things that motivated me in this competition to give my very best.
Honestly, wasn't too happy with the fact that in the course of what, 4 or 5 tasks that we've had, group tasks that is, my group won just once. Oh my God. I honestly have never had to deal with failure, so to say, in my life. And it was something else that I have learned here as well. You know, dealing with that, picking yourself up, learning the lessons you need to learn, and moving on in life.
My biggest challenge so far in the competition was when, I thought the judges would rate you based on your work and your input and all that, which they do, but then there's another extra, which is basically votes. That was hard, you know, knowing that you're going to have to cry out for votes and beg people, and then people are just going to shove it in your face that, why will I vote for you? After I vote for you, what will I get?
Most of the times when I was up for eviction, I can't even begin to tell you what goes through my mind. Sometimes I'll be like, am I supposed to nominate myself? Because it's really hard. I mean, whoever came up with the idea of pitching ourselves against each other, not so cool, yo.
It's the finale tonight. Who among these 5 will cross the finish line and be crowned as the new face of the Inside Out TV show? On The Search today, the final 5 brace up for the final assault. And here comes the task sheet of their final challenge. Now, it's a case of every man for himself. Each contestant will produce an episode of Inside Out all on their own. They will each be assigned a chaperone and a topic for their individual episodes. The clock is ticking. Their guest today is Agatha Amata, the anchor they are hoping to succeed.
Oh my God!
Good morning.
Hello!
Good morning.
Hi! Good morning! Hello! Good morning.
Agatha takes them on a personal journey of her experience, not only in producing and anchoring the show in the last 2 decades, but also sustaining it as the longest-running talk show on Nigerian television.
There are a lot of people who started programs when I started, maybe even better programs, who are nowhere to be found today. The point is, you must understand your business. You must be clear about what you represent, who you are, and what is important. You don't know who you're talking to and how you're affecting those people you're talking to. Many years down the line, you will see one of them, and something you said will be what would have changed their life. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. I'm talking to you as a whole about everything and what the brand represents and who you are and what what people would think when they see you. These are all very important. You must go past the glamour and understand your business. I was on air for close to 2 years without one TV commercial, but I was making money. On air, people will not see any money, but I was making money. You must understand the business side of your business, or else you don't have a business. It's just a hobby. Anything that does not make you money while you're doing it, at least to sustain it, is a hobby.
Upon Agatha's departure, the taskmaster arrives with 5 envelopes containing different issues for the final 5 contestants to work on. One after the other, they pick from the sealed envelopes on the table. The contestants will have the benefit of working with 3 former producers of Inside Out to provide them with guidance on this final challenge. Now, the race to the finish line is on. Sandra and Dapo have Folukemi Ikalia as their chaperone. Charles and Ibukun are assigned to Rita Alinok, while Damilola gets Fumi Aila as her chaperone. It's a race against time, and the 5 finalists set the ball rolling in earnest. Today, they will be meeting with their different chaperones for guidance. They all head to the Rave TV complex in Ilupeju to get that done.
Well, my topic for the last task was marriage, a must. Marriage being a very, it's a topic that it's quite relatable, and it affects almost everybody. So to achieve this, I drew out a plan. And what I wanted to do, was a vox pop, get my panel set, and also my style of delivery. For my panel, I resolved that I was going to get a marriage, somebody who, at least a marriage counselor, stroke clergy man. I was also going to get a couple, a married couple, and then someone with a liberal view on marriage. For my vox pop, basically that was what took me out. I had to, ask people their opinions on marriage, and it was fantastic. The major challenge I had, though, was setting up my panel. Having to book an appointment with them and having to make them come over. The follow-up was really intense. It required me doing a lot of follow-up calls and reaffirming and confirming again, Not forgetting my commercial too. That was part of the twist I introduced. My commercial, I saw, okay, fine. We had done stuff on products, that we used, during our stay in the house. So I said, okay, why not just, sell or showcase or appreciate the platform on which, this scheme came about. So I decided to do something for Rave TV. Basically, in terms of delivery, I gave my all, and at the end of it, I was quite confident that I did well. Hello and welcome. My name is Dakpo Adegboye. In this part of the world, it's imperative for an adult to get married after a certain age. Failure to do so would, result in such an individual being branded a social misfit. Well, times are actually changing as we see a lot of broken relationships and the constant resolve, by individuals to stay single. Where did we all get it wrong? Well, it's on that note I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic and beautiful episode of your favorite show on TV. I'm not alone. I'm with my beautiful audience here. And together, we'll welcome you to Inside Out, where we touch lives and change society. Today's topic is marriage, a must.
It is a must. and at the same time, it is not a must. You can choose to be single.
Oh, really?
And you can choose to be married. Okay. But my opinion is that there are rules guiding whether you're single or you're married. The problem we have is that we want to eat our cake and have it at the same time. The Bible says if you want to remain single, remain celibate. People want to have relationships, but they don't want to have the emotional commitment of marriage.
This institution is so precious. Outside of sustaining society, it sustains us as individuals. To know that you have a husband who is looking out for you, to know that you have children that you're bringing up together. The failure of one does not necessarily mean the failure of all. Like you heard from her here, the success of one, either the fact that my parents had a successful marriage, they are both late now, did not give me the ticket to assume that my marriage will be successful. I have worked for it every minute, every day of my life.
We picked our topics, various topics we're supposed to talk about, present. My topic was parenting, whose role? And Mrs. Rita Alenok was my producer. So I spoke with her and told her the format of the program, what I wanted to achieve at the end of the day, the people I wanted as my panelists, and everything. When I was discussing with her, she was giving me this vibe. She wasn't really feeling my panelists, and I could tell. So I had to change my panelists like 2 times. And I had a school administrator. How did I get her? I was doing my vox pop, and after I interviewed her, we were just talking, and I asked her what she did for a living, and she told me, oh, she's a school admin. I'm like, madam, you are the one I need as a panelist. I spoke to her, and she was really excited to be a panelist on my show. I was happy about that. And I also had a businessman. I had a counselor, so it was a rounded discussion at the end of the day. You know, presentation over the past weeks, you had different people in the group. Someone would do the vox pop, someone would be in charge of the adverts. I mean, it was a collaborative effort, but now it's a one-man squad. So you do your vox pop, you do your adverts, you do your floor management, production, everything. So it wasn't that challenging because, I mean, we've worked over the weeks, know the procedure, so, and thank God we had more time to prepare, so it was cool for me. Looking back over the weeks, I think it's my best yet, yes. And I'm looking forward to doing many more presentations on Inside Out as a new face of Inside Out. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to another interesting and exciting edition of Inside Out, where we discuss topical issues affecting the society and the nation at large. I am your host, Ibukun Adesoye. On the show today, we're going to be discussing a topic that is very important and is not given so much attention, and it deserves so much attention. Parenting, whose role is it?
A child in Africa belongs to everybody. A child in Africa belongs to the community. A child in Africa belongs to the larger family.
But is that what we have now?
Oh, that's still what we have. Because the truth is this, we may want to pretend about it. We have become, yes, I agree, we have become selfish. We have become narrow in our arguments. Mm-hmm. We have become narrow in our perception of the definition of our society. But the truth is, whether we like it or not, my children cannot be with me 24 hours of the day. Mm. I may try to set an example. But the truth is, children at 7 pick their role models.
I would say parenting is the ability to structure your children and to nurture your children.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Are you trying to say that parenting is just for the father and mother, the biological parents of the child?
Primarily, but they're meant to provide an enabled environment because when they're not there, the structure that has been created that shapes I mean, for example, I won't allow my kids to go watch a film rated 18 and they're less than 18. So parenting also entails creating an enabled environment, putting boundaries to where they can go, what they can do. There's this old African proverb that says that it takes the eye of the village to raise a child. What it's saying literally is it takes the parent putting in place the right environment for the soil of the seed of the child to find expression. And the reality is, in every child is a seed. But oftentimes we think that it's just a tree that can come out of the seed. But if you wait long enough, create the right environment as parents, that seed can become a forest invariably.
All right. Thank you so much for your view. All right.
Well, our last task was basically a one-man squad, all man for himself. We had to source for panelists, audience, talk with your crew, know what they're doing, know their shots and all that, get a floor manager, plan your topic, plan your angle, you're producing yourself, basically everything. The only little help we got was that there was a chaperone attached to each and every one of us. So, and all 5 of them have at some point worked or are still working with as producers for Agatha. So basically we would run our research and then go run it by them and say, okay, this is what I think, this is the angle I want to take this through. And they wouldn't exactly give you tips, but they can tell you, okay, this is not working, try another angle, but they won't tell you which angle to work. So you're basically just left alone. I had to do my vox pop as well, which the topic I picked was too young to lead. It has to do with leadership. So I went into research and I figured that there is this campaign because we've been locked away from the world for a while, you guys, so I went online, started studying, and I realized there has been this Not Too Young to Run campaign going on. And then recently they had a march in Abuja to the Senate House waiting for approval, which luckily, developing news, about 2 days into receiving the topic, the bill was approved. So hey, I was working on the developing story, which is a good thing. But the challenge I had is the fact that because it's a developing story and we just see a lot more people willing to go with, youth should lead and all that. Everybody was just supporting. I needed someone to be on the opposing side. That was hard. And guess how I found my 2 opposing people? I went out for my vox pop. And then I kept asking people, I needed equal opinion and I needed people who can talk as well, who are willing to appear on camera. I'm happy it worked out. Yeah, I'm really happy it did. I think it was a great show. Aside my intro, it was a great show.
All right, everyone, welcome to another wonderful edition of Inside Out. My name is Sandra Eze, and of course, I am not alone. I have my lovely live audience here with me, who I prefer to call my co-host. All right. Today on the show, we are discussing a very, very important topic. Actually, all our topics on Inside Out are very, very important. So today, the topic is too young to lead. You can make that a statement, you can make that a question. Now, as we know, recently there was this campaign online, not too young to run campaign, in which we had a lot of Nigerian youths crying out that there is a huge need for the youth to be involved in leadership. Now, luckily, that has been successful. So this brings about the question, now that the youth have been given the right to leadership, are we too young to lead?
I would say that our youth are not ready. They are not ready, not because, no fault of theirs, but for the system that is on ground today. For the kind of exposure that we have, or we had, and what they have today, we are not ready. And we need to understand that when you are campaigning for certain things, the foundation first has to be laid. Then you can now come tomorrow and say that, yes, I am truly ready. How many youths in Nigeria today would you say have a burning desire and they are following through? I have not found one. Because when you find one, even age cannot stop leadership at that point.
Simi, let me throw that to you. Would you like to respond to that?
Well, if you
say you've not found one. I'm actually 31, so I'm still a youth by your definition.
I've not seen your passion.
Well, and the fact is this. You see, the point is that we do not particularly celebrate what we have here. So, for instance, I've been privileged to be one of the very few young people recognized and awarded by President Barack Obama for distinguished leadership. And I'm just one out of 1,001 of them. Now, the point is this. The point is not whether they are not, we don't have young people who are treading the path of leadership. The problem is that we don't have a system that is identifying them. And so we have what we call a selective system where we select those who are close to us rather than go out to identify young people who can drive the system. And you see, simply, what you promote is what becomes popular.
All right.
The final task for this search, we all got chaperones and different topics to discuss. My chaperone was Mrs. Fumi Ayinla, and the topic I chose was depression. As usual, the most difficult part is always putting together your panel, deciding who will be on the panel, and then getting those people to be available and hopefully not disappoint. And so the calls began. Network is a lot in this life, trust me. Calls and calls and calls, numbers and numbers and numbers, lots of referrals here and there. And at the end of the day, it was a wonderful discussion. Getting members of the audience was, I wouldn't exactly say it was a walk in the park, but it was kind of easy. Sent messages out, social media, members of the Inside Out Fans Club as well. So people had turned up to be a part of the audience. But I thank God it was a pretty interactive discussion. And at the end of the day, I'll say it was worth all the wahala and all the thinking before it got into place. Thank you so much for joining us in another edition of Inside Out. I am Damilola Busari. Well, health is wealth. It's a popular mantra we all grew up knowing. Most times once we hear that, we think about our physical bodies. We don't think about our minds. Here in Nigeria, mental illness, mental health is a topic that is shrewd with so much secrecy. Generally, we just believe you must be mad to have a mental illness. But there's more to mental health than just madness as we think. Depression is one issue that lots of people battle with. I dare say about 4% of Nigerians are battling with depression, and it's now the second highest cause of death worldwide. Today's edition is talking about depression.
The general reaction has been the typical African reaction that, oh, mental illnesses are Oyinbo problems. That it's only people that have eaten well that can come and say they're depressed. And then some will tell you, oh, it's spiritual problem, it's demonic possession, it's the sin from the father's father to the mother's mother, ancestral causes that are causing it.
There's a sort of misconception here. People usually associate depression with being sad. If you check the dictionary, people are used to the dictionary meaning. If you check the dictionary, you will see a state of being sad. Medical depression goes beyond that. Okay. That's why it's usually graded. There's the mild form, which ordinary counseling will make people snap out of it. Okay. There's the moderate form, which you may have to combine using psychotherapy now. That means seeing a psychologist. It could also mean you also using some medications. Then there is a severe form. Apart from being severe, there's what we call the psychotic component. That's when people start hearing strange voices talking to them.
So depression can lead to that?
Yeah, and can also lead to suicide.
First thing I did was to go for my Vox Pop. I've got that ready. I'm done with editing and it's ready. My commercial is ready. My breaker is ready. Everything I need technically is ready. I've gotten my expert. Yesterday I had to go submit an invitation at the Ministry of Environment for a representative from the ministry to come on the show as well. My panel is pretty ready. But believe me, it's easier working as a team than working personally. That's the truth. But I know I will deliver. By God's grace, God helping me, I'll deliver. I've done my homework and I believe in myself. Yes.
Okay. Then when I come for box score, this is the one now. So I can go. Good night.
Thank you so much. Social media lit up sometime last week after pictures and videos of the flooded Akobi community somewhere in Surulere, Lagos State went viral. Now, this is just one of the many cases of floods, especially in the Lagos metropolis. After I came across those pictures and videos, I began to ask certain questions. What are the causes of the floods? Are there ways that we can prevent the floods from reoccurring in the nearest future? In a situation where the floods have already occurred, are there structures on ground to help those who have been affected by it get adequate help? Hopefully all these questions will be answered on the show today. My name is Charles Bourne, and I welcome you to yet another interesting episode of Inside Out. Today I have a very amazing panel that will be helping me do justice to a particular topic that I think is very sensitive. We'll be talking about environmental disasters today. Environmental disasters, and we'll be focusing on the issue of floods.
When I saw those pictures as well, something struck my mind. You could see the way it was littered. It's not the government that littered those places. Those canals were provided by the government, but they were littered by our irresponsible action with our improper waste disposal.
We are transiting into bringing a consortium of high-yielding organizations, both local and international, to start managing our solid waste. And we have a complete package that is called the Cleaner Lagos Initiative.
Cleaner Lagos Initiative.
Cleaner Lagos Initiative.
Okay.
What have I missed? My brothers and sisters, telephone became gold. Oh my God. Social media, the internet, chai. I didn't know that it was so important to me to have all of those things, to be able to speak with my family whenever I felt like doing so, you know, just pick up your phone and dial someone. And, my God, I miss that a lot.
I miss driving. I miss driving around. I love driving around a lot, especially at night when I'm just clouded and I feel like I can't breathe. I would just get into my car and drive to nowhere. I love that. I miss that. I miss my family. I miss a lot of things I'm not even sure I want to say on camera.
I miss a lot of things. I miss working out. I miss my mom. I miss, what else do I miss? Going to the movies. God, I miss movies. I miss going to the movies. I miss my friends.
Number on my phone. Hey, oh God. I was deprived of my phone for months. In this 21st century. Hi, I miss some choice meals. Yeah, some really choice meals. Like, I like pounded yam, God knows. I miss that.
The 27th of July every year is a special day for one of the contestants. And the day is unique for a special reason. It's the birthday of Dapo Adegboye, one of the final five.
The God that lives in me.
Happy birthday Happy birthday, dear Dapo. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday.
Today remains memorable not only for the staff and management of Inside Out Media, but friends and followers of Agatha Amata. This unique Friday marks the 20th anniversary of Inside Out with Agatha, and also a day for the winner of the Search reality show to emerge at Harbour Point Event Centre, Victoria Island, Lagos. The day starts with the commemorative recording of the final episode of Inside Out with Agatha. And then, the biggest event of the day to announce the successor to Agatha. On their journey to the grand finale, they leave the search house for the final time. Their weeks of toil and sweat culminate today.
Having come this far, honestly speaking, I'm not trying to, be proud or anything. I just believe that, I can handle this thing. Having heard Agatha speak a couple of times and explained what the job is about, what it entails, it goes beyond glitz and glamour. It goes beyond just starting to talk. All 5 of us are amazing presenters. She's handing over to a younger person because she needs better ideas. She wants new, she wants innovations. She wants to, reinvent the entire show.
Want to be the next face of Inside Out. I mean, that's why I'm in the competition. If I wasn't in the competition, however, looking at these people that have made it to the finalists, Ibuku not being part of them, for instance, hypothetically speaking, who would I think should be the new face of Inside Out? Okay, I have to think about this. I would say Damilola.
So at this point in the competition, I don't doubt myself. I don't doubt what I'm able to do. I don't doubt the fact that people support me. I completely know that. I may not have enough votes, and well, eventually I hope I get enough votes to win this competition, because right now the only challenge I face is votes. My voting records has not been amazing, but irrespective of that, I refuse to be worried. I am confident in my talent, and I'm confident in the fact that I am passionate about people and that I am the best person in this competition to carry on the legacy of Inside Out.
Nobody's going to have a doubt in their hearts that I'm the right person, woman for the job.
I really hope to win. Myself is my candidate, and I mean it.
Many dignitaries are present to witness this epic moment. They include Special Advisor on Community and Communications, Mr. Kehinde Bamgbeton, representing Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode; Dr. Emmanuel Uduan, former Governor of Delta State, accompanied by his wife, Rolly; Mr. Babatunde Fowler, Executive Chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service; two-time Minister of Industry and President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Chief Mrs. Nike Akonde, as well as Princess Sarah Adebisi Shoson, former Deputy Governor of Lagos State. The media, advertising and entertainment sector was heavily represented by Mr. Emeka Okeke, Managing Director of Media Fuse Aegis Network, Mr. and Mrs. Greg Odutayo of R2 TV and Radio, Upper Williams, Kingsley Ogoro, amongst others. Anchoring tonight are Niyi Ojemakinde and Unoma Akiti of Trend FM, Asaba. A special rendition of the national anthem by Nikki Laoye adds to the evening's spectacle.
So compatriots, Nigeria's call, obey.
I'm glad to be here tonight to talk about Agatha. Now, even before I came into government, I used to watch Inside Out. And in fact, I remember the headgear in those days. This night, I was just reminded about that headgear. Then, of course, the afro. After the headgear, there was one big afro before the various hairdos. Agatha, simple, especially with her clothing. She doesn't wear sophisticated clothes. But she's a great investor. 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 She's a gre We had a recording program today for about 4 hours. And she was on her feet for those 4 hours. And I had to make her tell the youths today, how to grab opportunities. Because a lot of our youths, they just want handouts. They come to meet you for help. And what is that help? Dash me money. But that is not what the help should be. I want to believe that the help should be, which we all agreed at the panel today, was that those who, like Dr. Mr. Kande, should mentor younger ones, not by dashing them money, but by telling them their experiences in life, how they got to where they have been, the ups and downs. And I think a lot of our youths left the place very satisfied. And I was very happy because I had been begging Agatha that I wanted to be part of that program. She refused. But today, her last day, she agreed to make me part of that program. I was very happy because there were a lot of youths in the hall. I think the hall was somewhere there. A lot of youths in the hall today. And that knowledge was fully impacted into the youth.
I'd like to recognize the chief celebrant of today who has brought us all here and who is well known for that alliterative power of her name, Agatha Hamata. Congratulations. The fact of the matter is that Lagos has always been a destination where dreams come alive. The experience, the testimony of Agatha Hamata shows and demonstrates very clearly that in Lagos State, a lady of Delta State origin had a passion to reach out to the youth. She pushed this passion, and today it has become an institution. We are proud to be part of this process. We are proud to have provided the opportunity, the environment, the space for her to bring her dreams alive.
All right, thank you. I wasn't expecting you to clap because you don't know me. Myself, I don't know you. Now, one. Ladies and gentlemen, you meeting me for the first time. My names are Emia Bori Inarisi of Ajimwe. And by virtue of Lagos at 50, my friends call me the comedy millionaire because I may chop and body 1 million. Please, if you want clap, clap. And I'd like to inform you that 1 million don't finish. When 1 million see responsibility, 1 million shock. The way I shop 1 million, I'm not sure say they don't shop 1 million like that before. My governor, sir, I not be Lagos speaking. Lagos State Governor, give me 1 million. Sir, you can do better. No, I know you can do better. Sir, I not plan to do comedy. I read microbiology. Today I handle microphone. You say with a beg, sir, make it be saying I'm maybe the last person to beg you. Empower me. I will reach out to the youth. Also, make a call. Make her near you because they say dead body, not the cover is shame from one buffer. I be dead body, buff me. Yeah, cameraman. Yeah, you did video where the boss.
This cap where you wear, sir.
You say our governor give you 1 million, Lagos State governor? Yes. Okay, so when I go back, I'll tell Governor Kowa. My governor...
This search song for you to know. Now you know. This search song. So, yeah. The search for a new face has begun. Do you have all it takes to be?
To provide emotional support in this grand finale, their former colleagues were on hand to witness proceedings as the moment of climax begins.
Tonight, I want to ask the 5 finalists to come on the stage. We saw it. We reviewed all the presentations. First person that will step down from amongst the contestants tonight is Dapo Adegboye. Every time he was in any group, the most outstanding feature of that group would always be his idea. Yes. Even if that group would end up losing, maybe on other criteria, but when you look at the creativity exhibited by the group, it would be Dapo's idea, Dapo, you're going places. The easiest way not to run into any protocol pitfall is this. Pick the most important personalities there, and they're usually Your Excellencies. The next most important, ladies and gentlemen. Dive into your speech and have a smooth drive. Put your hands together for the remaining 4 contestants now as they come back.
Nobody wanna be your friend when it's pizza. They only claim your friend when it's better.
Yes, dance.
After all these storms I don't go through, still ended up a winner. I did county blessings. Help me.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we reviewed everything you did. We found all of you fit and capable of presenting or anchoring this show. Well, you know, we're looking for one person. And when you're in that kind of situation, you come back. You go back, you review, and then you start looking for faults. The person we found the most fault with next is a very young person, very talented, knows how to hold her own, and there are 3 ladies there. Please put your hands together. Even if I'm asking her to step aside or step down, she deserves it. Ibukun Adesoye, she's the next to step down. And this Charles, he knows how to hug the girls, eh?
With 3 contestants, the crucial moment is here. Who amongst these will be the new face of Inside Out? Damilola, Sandra, or is it the affable Charles Bourne?
Young money boys them call me for another. Young money boys them call me for another one. Inside for la jala. Yo oh 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 oh. Yo oh 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 oh. Yo oh 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 oh. Let me turn it 9.9. Let me turn it 9.9. Let me turn it 9.9. Is the best time. August time. 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 Federal boys them best roll it. Federal boys them best roll it. Orita me roule, yeah. Orita me roule, yeah. DJ Shitu, Papa Ozzy, DJ Josie J. Run.
Now, we're down to 3. The next level will be hotter. Right away.
All of them are toasting me. First of all, let me say how proud I am And I know from the bottom of my heart, like I said to you earlier, that any one of you can handle this show. And I know that you have the ability to take it to the next level. For your final tasks, you had to anchor the show, get your guests, get you the audience, and record an episode of Inside Out. Let me say this, a lot of your guests didn't know that they were in a competition. A lot of them actually thought they were in a real recording as guests on your individual shows. I sat down in the control room and I was watching you, and I was watching Inside Out. And I can't tell you what that felt like. I was watching Inside Out, and I wasn't the one anchoring it. That is amazing. So well done, guys, irrespective of who wins tonight. And I must tell you, it has been a difficult task. It doesn't matter to me who wins. Everybody is a winner. It's just that it has to be one person.
Put your hands together for Charles Bourne. Charles, step out.
With Charles out of the way, for the past 8 weeks, The Search has witnessed the journey of 9 promising contestants aspiring to be the next face of Inside Out, a role Agatha Amata has successfully played for 2 decades. Over 500 entries were received, setting in motion the audition process. Before a panel of audition judges, candidates stepped up, exhibiting their talents, hoping to be counted. From the most outstanding performances to the most ridiculous, the numbers were reduced to 22. Off to the boot camp they went, and there, some more were sent home for not measuring up, reducing the number to 15. At the show's premiere, a glamorous event that had friends, families, and well-wishers in attendance, the final 9 emerged. Making it to the house is the easy part. Surviving the house for the entire stretch is a different ballgame.
The Search. Wow. It's been an interesting journey. I remember coming up for auditions and I saw a few familiar faces, I saw new people, progressing from one stage to another. And then finding out this was going to be reality TV. Oh my God. I've been on TV before, but I'm this sort of person that I love the private life, to be honest. As much as I love to share some things with people. And I love being in front of the camera, as well. But of course, nobody expects that their whole
17 and a half, 18, 19, 19 one quarter, 19 and a half, 20.
Excellency, please go see this old school moves.
Okay, wait. Asan asayo. Asan asigbogbo nkan. Téèyàn fi láyọ̀. One. My graduation this year. My promotion this year. This year.
This search song for you to know. Now you know. This search song. So yeah. The search for a new face has begun. Do you have all it takes to be the one? Are you interested in presenting? You're passionate about it. You love people around you. Who knows? You may be the one. Yeah. Who knows? You may be the one. Don't wait a minute. Just grab the crown. It's yours. Yeah. This search is on for you to know. Now you know. Yeah.
Realizing potentials for the world to see. The best you got.
This search is on for you to know. Now you know.
Realizing potentials for the world to see. The best you got. Research has
It's all about who is deep. It's all about who is real. It's all about who is right. It's all about who is tight. It's all about you. It's all about who is deep. It's all about who is tight. It's all about you. Yeah. It's search set for you.
is on.
You may be the one. It's search set for you. You may be the one. Whether man or woman. Whether woman or man. This search is set for you. You may be the one. I said this search is set for you. You may be the one. This search is set for you.